Studio Ghibli movies were a huge part of my childhood. I remember being curled up on the couch, watching almost all of them at my Oma's house, where she had basically the complete collection. I fell in love with the artistry of the movies from an early age, and I think that they're one of my biggest early inspirations. They're definitely something that drew me to art, and the thing that I loved most was the colors in the landscapes and just how beautiful everything in those worlds were. In this video, I'm going to be painting a scene from The Secret World of Arrietty, which is a movie that I don't think gets enough love. A lot of times when you see people painting Studio Ghibli scenes, they're doing Howl's Moving Castle or Kiki's Delivery Service or Ponyo or Castle in the Sky. But Arrietty is just such a gorgeous movie. It's about a girl living in the walls of this little house, and she's a tiny human, and she has this little adventure. And the world of Arrietty is so beautiful. I went through a couple of screen caps to find one that I liked the best using animationscreencaps.com, I think. And I just wanted to paint this little scene here. I love the lighting and the colors, and it just reminded me of that feeling of calm and peace that Studio Ghibli movies have. There's something mystical about the landscapes, something that transcends what you would expect from an ordinary world, even though a lot of their movies do focus on the simple parts of life. I love all the green tones in this image, and the little gazebo or house or whatever it is in the background with the little pop of red in the back. I tried to maintain semi-accurate colors, but I really wasn't going for anything that was super accurate to the original movie. As you can see, I made it a square painting because I have issues with painting over the middle of my sketchbook, so it's a square. But I just wanted to have some fun and get out my gouache and not worry too much about making a picture perfect version. And I honestly think that that fits the message of Ghibli a little bit better than trying to make everything perfect. A lot of their movies are about just accepting where you are and seeing the beauty of the world you live in, and by not really focusing on getting proportions right or colors right, I was able to just see the beauty of this world and immerse myself in it and make it my own. There's not going to be a painting that looks exactly like the one I'm making, even if somebody paints the exact same scene, and that makes me happy. It was fun to paint a landscape because I don't often paint them. I'm usually a portrait artist, but I wanted to just relax, I've said that, and play around with gouache. I haven't used it in a while, but surprisingly this gouache, it's the Himi Miya gouache that everyone has, surprisingly it was not that dried up. I just kind of spritzed it and waited for about 20 minutes and let the water sink in. Some of the colors I noticed were a lot drier than other ones, but overall it was worked pretty decently. I don't really need to paint with super thick layers, so it was fine that it was a little bit watery. Yeah, I mean, the end result I'm really happy with. I really enjoyed painting that little stretch of grass in the middle that's partly in shade and parts of it have sunlight, because I got to play around with muted tones, and you'll see if you look closely that the middle section has parts that lean purple and parts that lean yellow and green and blue, but they all work together, and I really love that section. It makes me want to play around with desaturated tones and lighting more. I feel like my pieces lately, or really all the time, lack a background, and I just want to get better at painting them. So I thought that painting something that I love, which is Ghibli movies, would be great. Usually with gouache, I do struggle to get the contrast right, and this was definitely an issue for a little bit. The messy phase lasted for a while, but once I got, you know, some of the darker values established and some of the lighter ones established, then I was able to work in thicker layers and make everything work. Yeah, like I said, one of the things that I just love about Ghibli movies is the colors and light, and I really do think that they were one of the main things that drew me to wanting to create, because they're just so beautiful. If you haven't had a chance to watch any of those movies, if you haven't seen Arrietty, I highly recommend it. They're just gorgeous, and they just feel so comforting and warm, and painting this brought some of that feeling to me, just that comfort and peace, which I've been really needing lately. So I'll probably fill the other side of this spread with another Ghibli landscape just to make it all pretty and connected. So stick around if you want to see that. I'm gonna say goodbye now and go pet my cat Toulouse and my dog Larry. It's a very important, time-consuming job. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you when I see you.